And this, I kind of want to compare and contrast between the two Syrahs and how the single dish works with them as well.
All right, well, let's get another glass then. Oh, Ron already gave me 2 glasses to do that. And we're going. This is Scott Jordan. You're watching live, and we're being treated today. I have got Chef Evan in, and he's called Knife for Hire. So if you want to have a chef come to your house and entertain your guests and cook a beautiful meal, so far he's cooked 2 great starters for any meal that we had. One with Sauvignon Blanc, the last with a Pinot Noir that was just fantastic. And now we're gonna try 2 Syrahs and see how they work with the dish he's putting together right now. And Andy, are you getting a shot on that bowl here? He's putting off. Oh man, wait till you see what's in there. Holy Toledo, that looks so good. Look at that. Can you get a shot of that, Andy? Oh yeah, that's the real deal. That'll set us free. I like that. Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour both of these Syrahs. The first one is from Bradford Mountain. It is their Grist Vineyard Syrah. Those of you from other parts of the country, we're about 55 miles north of the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. This vineyard is about 14 miles north of our location, right when you get into Healdsburg. And then you go up the mountain almost 2 miles, actually. Quite a windy little ride up on the mountain. And you go to this very cool vineyard called Grist Vineyard, a red clay soil. This is a magnificent bottle of wine. Fabulous price point. What is this, $23? Oh, please. That's all estate fruit. And you know, every week I challenge everybody to try to find an estate-grown wine in that price point. You're just not going to see it. I mean, we're the only ones that have it. And these are small, tiny, tiny production wines. He produced 500 cases. Now, 500 cases might be a lot for your garage, but it's not a lot in wine production. That's micro production. And so Bradford Mountain, great buy. Before we took the break, I asked a question. The question was, what is the following likely that would describe Riesling grapes? A fortified dessert wine? Not sure. Light, grassy with hints of asparagus. Floral, peaches, limes, and kerosene. Pineapple, coconut, and banana. What do you think the answer is? You got afraid to shout it out? The answer is C, floral, peaches, limes, and kerosene. That's what you're going to notice in a Riesling grape. You don't see an awful lot of Riesling here in California, but you know, we're seeing it more and more in pockets throughout Sonoma County. You don't see an awful lot over into the Napa Valley, but you clearly you might see it here. It's something that can grow in the coastal ranges and in the Russian River area. So when you're thinking of Riesling, you got to think about floral and peaches and limes. Not sure about the kerosene, but no doubt about it. Now, nose in this wine, big, beautiful nose. That's such a great vineyard. And we're going to put this right next to La Serena's Syrah, and this comes from the southern part of California in the San Ynez Valley. So if you're thinking geographically, I guess, out down by the Santa Barbara area, if you go to the east of Santa Barbara, you'll be right into San Ynez Valley. This is made by Heidi Barrett, probably one of the most famous winemakers on the planet. Wow, what a nose on that wine. Whew. That baby it has got the earthiest nose. It's unusual for that wine. These are two very, very different wines. Retail price on this one is $45. It ages in newer French oak for about 18 months. That's Heidi's style. I'm taking a little sip of each one of these. Wow. Kevin, show that to Ron. Ask his opinion on that one.
Fine tuning the tartare here.
So let's take another look at what our chef is putting together here. So give us a little peek there of what you've put together. So what have we put in here so far?
Well, I got this. I got a hanger steak to make it from today, which is actually a little odd of a steak to use for a tartare, but it looked really good at the shops.
Okay.
So I like the flavor of it.
Okay.
Then I've got capers, roasted pine nuts. It's easier to look at them. A little bit of thyme and chervil. Instead of an aioli, I went with a Kewpie mayonnaise, which is a Japanese mayonnaise.
Okay.
And a little sesame oil.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's everything. It's salt and pepper.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So, now we can give them a taste.
Okay. Yeah, because we've got two very different Syrahs here that we've come up with, and they will have a.
They should have very different effect with this. This is going to probably lend more of the body to the dish.
Okay.
Or to the wine.
Okay.
And you'll see a different effect in the way that they
look
react
at that.
with it.
Yeah, too bad you guys aren't here. Wow, look at that. You gotta love it. Have your own chef. See, you can. Now, if somebody wants to, if they want to hire you, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Through the website. It's knifeforhire.com with hyphens in between the words knife for hire. So it's knife -for -hire.
Okay.
A dash, however you want to call it. Or chef at knifeforhire spelled the same way with the dashes in .com is my email.
Excellent.
And there's also phone numbers on there and my contact through Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, you're pretty easy to find.
Committed to the internet, just like everybody who wants to get business done nowadays.
Yeah, no, I mean it's become this thing that we can't live without. We have to really dive into that, and
And you can't just go into the shallow end on it, which unfortunately is where I was really, really happy.
Yeah. No, you can't. There's no toe dipping in that.
No,
you got to dive right in.
You got to be 100% connected all of the time.
Yeah.
Like say, while I was on vacation, the GSM service, the AT&T service in New Orleans is bad.
Oh boy,
wreaks havoc. Couldn't get a message out to save my life.
Oh my gosh, you get dependent on it. So we've got the Bradford Mountain Grist Syrah, and then we have the La Serena San Ynez.
Okay.
So two, again, very, very different wines. Now, see, that works very well in the back end of that Bradford Mountain, no doubt. The San Ynez, it's got this crazy nose to it. Let's see how we do with this one. You did a great job on that. Wow.
As I said, the hanger steak's kind of a weird cut because it's got a really long, loose grain to it. So it doesn't dice up as finely. Like I used to use fillets for this dish. And they're a lot easier to get the dice more uniform. But I was down at the Berkeley Bowl and saw this cut, and it just, it looked super fresh. And you can taste that in it. It's just bringing so much of the clean, beefy flavor.
Yeah, right out of it. Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. Oh. We're being spoiled here, I'm just telling you.
You don't eat like this all the time?
No, heck no. Not at all. Maybe some cheese,
The spiciness of this is the
La Serena, yeah, the San Ynez.
Yeah, a lot more forward and front in the palate.
Yeah, no question about it. Yeah, these are two very, very different wines. But that's okay though, because it still complements the dish complements the wine
And yeah,
in their own right. Brings out the nice backbone and flavor in the wine.
this is also a good example of how there's not a right wine for every dish at a restaurant. You're allowed to play with it. You're allowed to explore the differences between. And yeah, it's good to keep in mind.
God,
I think
love that.
people mystify wine a little bit too much sometimes.
Don't they? Right?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah. Make it more complicated than it really is. Not that complicated. So we have two different Syrahs. Again, Bradford Mountain, which is to the north of our location here. Hillside Plantings, and then San Ynez. That's down in the southern part of California, near Santa Barbara. We're going to ask a question, and I'll answer it on the other side of the break. Those of you watching live, we don't really go anywhere, but we just stop our broadcast so that we can have little segments. This is a true and false question. You got a 50% chance. French wine regulations require the winemakers to age wine in French oak barrels. So if you're a French wine regulator, true or false, they're required to age the wine in French oak barrels. So we'll answer that in